For this video, we're going to be talking about the Newton's second law lab. So for this lab, it is another online lab. You will need to go to the link below and follow the procedure for each part. So for the first part, you're going to be changing the mass. So you're going to keep the force at 100 newtons and change the mass. The first one you're going to do 50, the second 100, 200, and then 300. And each time you're going to time how long it takes for the object to get from 0 meters per second to 40 meters per second. Then you're going to take that time and the 40 meters per second to calculate the acceleration of that object with that amount of force. And then in the second part, you are going to be changing the force. So you're going to keep the mass at 50 kilograms, and then you're going to adjust the force from 100 to 200 to 3 and then to 400. And just like before, you're going to time how long it takes the object to get from 0 to 40 meters per second, and then use those two pieces of data to calculate the acceleration of that object. And you will need to graph the data for both part 1 and part 2, and then answer some questions. And then in part 3, you are going to be using what you have learned from part 1 and part 2 to figure out the mass of the present that is in the simulation for part 3. So you're going to have the force at 100 newtons. You are going to time how long it takes this object to get from 0 to 40 meters per second, calculate the acceleration, and then use your F equals ma equation to calculate the mass of the present. So I will show you real quick what the simulation looks like. So when you first pull it up, this is what the screen looks like. And you may notice that we have used the forces and motion basics before, but instead of using the net force for this one, we are going to use friction. So you'll need to click on that. And then when you first pop up here, you need to make sure that all of these boxes are checked. Friction is down to none. And then you're going to hit the pause button. Because if you don't hit the pause button, as soon as you apply the force, it's going to get going. And you need to be able to have your timer ready. So if you make sure all these are on, hit the pause button, set your newtons, It hasn't started yet, so then you can get your timer ready and you can hit play and start your timer at the same exact time. So this was just a little bit of an intro into the lab to help you get started. If you come up with any other questions throughout the lab, please send me an email or a text message and I will answer them for you. Enjoy!